to infinity and... How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am back with a review for the new Pixar movie Lightyear. And if you're new here, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I always appreciate it when people do. Now with that out of the way, let's get into this review. Lightyear is directed by Angus MacLane and stars Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. Now, I was really excited for this movie, and I will say I quite enjoyed it. I had a good time watching this movie. I enjoy Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear, although to me, Tim Allen will always be the voice of Buzz Lightyear, but I thought Chris Evans did a good job. I thought he was having fun voicing the character. And the other characters in this movie, I thought for the most part were pretty good. I really enjoyed Socks the cat, robotic cat in this. I thought he stole the show at times. The villain was one of the weak points of this movie for me, though. The villain just, I thought, didn't have a whole lot to do, and they do a twist with the villain, and it didn't really work for me. So that was one of my negatives in this movie. I have one other one, but I'll start with more positives. The first act of this movie I thought was really good. They set up a cool sci-fi idea in this movie, sort of similar to some stuff we've seen before, but they were doing fun stuff with it, I thought, and it had a really emotional moment in the first act, which you sort of expect from Pixar movies, and I thought it really worked. The animation in this is also really good. There's some shots in space that I just thought were great, and again, it's Pixar. You expect really good animation, and once again, it was great. Throughout the whole movie, you get good moments of action, comedy, and emotion. I thought the action in this was really good. The comedy, for the most part, was quite good. There's some good jokes from Taika Waititi's character. And the emotional parts, like I said, there's one really good one at the start, and the other emotional parts are sort of hit and miss for me throughout the rest of the movie. There are some good ones. The problem is some of these emotional journeys these characters are going on are stuff that we've seen before, and it kind of got repetitive even throughout this movie. I felt these moments just like, yeah, we've kind of already had this in this movie, so that didn't always work for me. Like I said, there are some good ones, but that sort of follows my other big problem with this movie, is that the first act, like I said, it was great. They set up something really cool with the science fiction-y plot. It was something we hadn't seen in Pixar before, and then the second and third act become more familiar. It sort of changes stories, I thought, and it becomes something that we've seen before. The second and third act are still good. They got good moments of action and humor, especially with Taika Waititi's character and Socks the cat. But like I said, it just becomes familiar, especially the character arcs these characters go on. It just feels a bit like, okay, been there, done that. We've seen this many times before, and it just feels a little underwhelming after the first act that was setting up something really different within the Pixar movies. And I was really looking forward to what they were doing. I was expecting it to go a certain way with that first act, and then it just changes course, like I said, and it's like, okay, this new story is not quite as interesting, and the character arcs are nothing new, and I'm not quite sure why they decided to change course, but it's still fun. If you're a fan of the Toy Story movies, there's definitely a lot of references and sort of winks at the camera in this movie, which I thought worked. Once you understand the context of this movie, you sort of get why they're there, and it actually makes sense why these sort of references are in this movie. And you get the classic Buzz Lightyear line multiple times in this movie. So I would recommend checking this movie out. It's a very solid Pixar movie, I think. Like I said, not top tier. If it sort of continued what I thought they were going to do after the first act and stayed doing something new, it may have been a top tier, but the second and third act kind of brought it down because it became familiar and the character arcs were also familiar. So I would give this movie a 77%. It's a very solid movie, and I had a blast watching it, so I definitely recommend you go check this movie out. So guys, let me know what you thought of Lightyear down in the comments below. And again, if you're new here, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for some of my upcoming videos. My next video I'm planning is going to be a continuation of my James Bond movie countdown. I'll be having a video for From Russia with Love next. As well, I'm hoping to have a video out this week of a ranking of all the Pixar movies. So stay tuned for those. And until then, take care everybody.